If you are over 60 and often wake up many times at night to urinate, if you feel your bladder is never completely empty, or you have to stand for a long time before the flow starts, stop and listen carefully. This is not just a sign of aging. This is how your prostate is quietly speaking to you, slowly but persistently, day after day. I am a prostate specialist, and I have treated countless men like Richard Collins and Edward Parker. I can tell you with certainty, the cause is not your age. It comes from small habits you have repeated for many years. They seem harmless, but they create a silent pressure inside your body, forcing your prostate to endure it bit by bit. The good news is when you recognize them, you can change them. And when you do, your body will have the chance to recover, to feel relief, to function naturally again. Before we begin, I want to know, where are you watching this video from? Please leave the name of your state or country in the comments below. And if this is your first time visiting the channel, make sure to subscribe so you do not miss important health tips for men after 60. The first habit many men fall into, including Mark Henderson, a 73-year-old patient of mine, is holding urine for too long. At first, it seems harmless. You just want to finish a task, or you do not want to use a public restroom. But when this becomes a daily routine, it silently puts pressure on your entire urinary system, especially your prostate. The prostate sits just below the bladder, wrapping around the urethra like a soft sponge around a tube. When the bladder becomes overly full, it does not just expand upward, it also presses downward. That downward pressure lands directly on the prostate. It is like pressing on a sponge over and over, day after day. Over time, the tissues swell. Mild inflammation develops. The prostate becomes less elastic, more rigid. This makes urination harder, the stream weaker, and leaves you feeling as if you never fully empty. Nighttime bathroom trips become routine. Mark once told me, "I thought I was training my endurance, but now every trip to the bathroom feels like a struggle." And for many men, this happens quietly. No pain, no loud warning, but inside your bladder and prostate are constantly adjusting, straining, trying to cope. Think of it like a balloon that is overinflated a little too much each day. It will not pop immediately, but it loses its shape, its flexibility, its strength. Your prostate is the same. The good news is this can be reversed. Listen to your body. When you feel the urge, go. Do not wait until it becomes unbearable. This small change can reduce pressure, improve flow, and over time help your prostate relax, heal, and return toward its natural state. If you are still with me now, type the number 1 in the comments, so I know you truly care about your health. Listening to your bladder may seem like a small act, but it is one of the greatest gifts you can give your prostate. Now let's move to the second habit. It may sound unrelated at first, but it creates a constant silent pressure on your prostate every single day. It might sound strange, but a backed-up digestive system can put more strain on your prostate than you think. I clearly remember David Miller, 68 years old. He came to me with weak urination and a feeling of heaviness in his lower abdomen. When I asked further, he admitted he only had bowel movements about 3 times a week with hard stools and a lot of straining. For many, this does not seem related to the prostate, but our bodies work as one connected system. When the colon is full of dry, compacted stool, it presses right against the back of the prostate. It is not a sharp or sudden pressure. It is slow and steady, like placing a brick on a sponge all day long. This pressure causes swelling, restricts blood flow, irritates nearby nerves, and over time triggers mild but persistent inflammation. That inflammation does not stay in the gut. It spreads to the tissue surrounding the prostate. This is one of the most overlooked causes of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or an enlarged prostate. And the effects go further. When stool stays in the colon too long, it disrupts gut bacteria, which affects your immune system, your energy, and your prostate health. Modern diets make this worse. Too many refined carbs, too little fiber, too much red meat, cheese, processed food, and not enough water. The result is drier stool, slower digestion, and a vicious cycle of bloating, straining, and internal pressure. That pressure worsens your symptoms. It increases inflammation. And in the end, your prostate absorbs the damage. The good news is you can change this starting in your kitchen. Add cooked vegetables to your meals. Eat soft fruits like prunes and ripe pears. Include oats, ground flax seeds, chia seeds, and drink plenty of water. These small changes will help regulate bowel movements, soften stool, and gently reduce the pressure on your prostate. Think of it like clearing a blocked hallway. When the path is open, everything flows better. Your gut, your bladder, and your overall comfort. If you are still listening, type the word ready in the comments to remind yourself you are ready to make a change. Because when you are clear on the inside, you feel lighter in every way. Now let's talk about the third habit. It is more common after retirement and quietly affects your prostate health every day. If you want, I can continue with part 3 and the conclusion in the same American English TTS-friendly style, so the entire transcript is ready for recording. Do you want me to proceed? The third habit one many men fall into after retiring is sitting for too long without movement. I think of Robert Johnson, 75 years old. He loves reading so much that he spends hours every day in his favorite armchair, sipping tea lost in a novel. It sounds peaceful, relaxing, but inside his body a very different story is unfolding. Sitting still for long periods, especially after 60, is one of the most underestimated causes of prostate swelling and discomfort. Your pelvic area, where your bladder, colon, and prostate all reside, is designed for gentle, continuous movement. Blood flow, muscle activity, and lymphatic drainage all work together to keep tissues nourished and clean. When you sit too long, circulation slows, nutrients arrive more slowly, and waste removal is delayed. The result is stagnation, inflammation, and swelling right where your prostate is. The prostate is soft and delicate. It needs light movement to stay healthy. When it is neglected in prolonged stillness, irritation slowly builds up. Over time, this quiet, constant pressure leads to enlargement. You might not notice it at first, until you start waking more often at night, until your stream weakens, until comfort starts to fade. The good news is you do not need intense workouts to fix this. What you need are short movement breaks. I call them movement snacks. Every 30 to 40 minutes, stand up, walk around the room, stretch your legs, take a few deep breaths. Even simple motions remind your body it is alive, needed, and functioning. Think of your prostate like a sponge. If it is never moved or gently squeezed, it stiffens and collects waste. But with even a little movement, it stays soft, healthy, and well-nourished. Robert was amazed. After just 2 weeks of these small changes, his nighttime trips dropped significantly. He felt lighter, clearer, more energetic. If you are still with me, type the word "stand" in the comments to remind yourself to get up and move after this video. Remember, this is not about fitness. It is about keeping your inner systems alive. When you move, you bring life to the parts of your body you cannot see but that shape your comfort and vitality every single day. Now that you know all 3 habits that silently harm your prostate, let's take a moment to bring it all together in the conclusion. You have reached the end of this video and now clearly understand the 3 everyday habits that quietly wear down your prostate health over the years. Holding urine for too long, ignoring constipation, sitting for hours without movement. They do not cause sudden intense pain. That is exactly why they are so easy to overlook. But over time, these silent pressures create cycles of discomfort, frequent urgency, and frustration. The truth is, it is never too late to change. I have seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s like Michael Adams and Henry Brooks, who once believed their situation would never improve. Yet within weeks of adjusting these habits, they slept better, urinated more comfortably, and felt at home in their bodies again. You do not need to overhaul your entire life. You do not have to endure painful routines. Begin with awareness. Take small, consistent steps. Listen to your body and respect the messages it is sending you. If this video has helped you, please subscribe so you do not miss what is coming next, and share this with a friend. Sometimes the biggest change starts with a small piece of knowledge. Your health is still in your hands, and the best days are still ahead of you.